Welcome to United Report, your ultimate source for everything Manchester United. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, we've got you covered with all the updates, transfers, and match highlights you need. If you're a true Red Devil, this is your home. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the world of United together. Ruben Amorim was admirably diplomatic when asked if he felt the Manchester United hierarchy had let him down by not signing a striker. "We're trying everything to improve the team without making the same mistakes of the past," said Amorim after Sunday's 2-0 defeat at home to Crystal Palace. But this market is really hard on the clubs to make deals. Then you have the urgency, and sometimes, when you're in that moment, you make mistakes. Yet given United have known since the turn of the year that Amorim wanted Marcus Rashford out, the failure to recruit a replacement is spectacularly negligent, even allowing for an unwillingness to repeat past mistakes. Even more embarrassing is the fact United were unable to get a loan deal over the line for Bayern Munich forward Mathys Tel, with Tottenham seemingly moving in to steal him from under their noses on deadline day. Before Sunday's latest defeat, United introduced two new signings, young duo Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven, to the Old Trafford crowd. Two defenders, when anyone who has had the misfortune of watching United regularly this season will tell you that the one position they needed to address before deadline day was up front. Amorim may have chosen diplomacy post-match, but his team selection leaving Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee on the bench and playing midfielder Kobbie Mainoo as a false nine was a blunt message to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his cronies that he needs a striker who can fulfil the basic remit of the position scoring goals regularly. The failure to do so means United's attacking options are Højlund, Zirkzee, Ahmad, Alejandro Garnacho and Mainoo, whose average age is 21 and who have just 14 league goals between them. Zirkzee has just 3 goals in 24 Premier League games. Garnacho hasn't scored in the league since November, Højlund not since early December, while Mainoo has yet to get off the mark in the league. Only Ahmad has looked potent in the league, with 6 goals this term. But the blame lies not with those young players, but with those in charge at United for continuing the policy of substandard recruitment and failing to adopt a strategic approach to improving the squad. Ratcliffe's arrival at United little over a year ago was supposed to herald the dawn of a brave new era after more than a decade of mediocrity following consistently poor recruitment and overspending on average players. Yet United fans are left bemoaning the failings they have become accustomed to in the post-Sir Alex Ferguson era, with a squad that is simply not fit for purpose. In the summer, United decided to stick with Erik Ten Hag, having interviewed several potential successors, and handed him a further £200 million to spend on signings who have, once again, failed to reach the required standard. Ten Hag was sacked after a poor start to the season, replaced by Amorim, who had been in the job less than a month when the United hierarchy sacked sporting director Dan Ashworth, who himself had only been in the role for 5 months. That farcical situation, given United's relentless pursuit of Ashworth and £2 million in compensation they paid Newcastle for him, underlined the belief that, for all their bold rhetoric and posturing, Ratcliffe and his acolytes do not have a coherent strategy for making the club successful again. That feeling has only been strengthened by United's lamentable performance in this transfer window, when they have failed to address the one role within the team that was glaringly obvious. United are said to be happy with their business in the window and were forced to take a financially disciplined approach to incomings and outgoings. The hierarchy were not prepared to take expensive risks, paying high loan fees for unproven young players with no buy option. United believe such prudence has given them broader scope for the summer window, where there are better options available for players who fit Amorim's long-term plan. Aston Villa manager Unai Emery has confirmed he would like to add up to 3 more players to his squad ahead of Monday's transfer deadline, amid their quest to sign Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. The Manchester Evening News understands Villa are closing in on the signing of the England international and are hopeful of getting a deal over the line ahead of Monday evening's 11 p.m. transfer deadline. The attacker has been frozen out at Old Trafford by head coach Ruben Amorim, last playing for United when they beat Victoria Pleasant 2-1 in the Europa League on December 12th. He has been left out of 11 of the last 12 matchday squads since then. United are open to letting Rashford go ahead of the deadline, and the forward has also expressed a desire to leave. He was understood to be keen on a move to Barcelona, but their financial situation put a deal in doubt. Rashford's £325,000 a week wage packet could present issues for any club keen on borrowing him for the rest of the season, but Villa are progressing with a move to sign the 27-year-old. As quoted by our sister title, Birmingham Live, Emery said, "Hopefully in 2 or 3 days we can join 2 or 3 players with us. I am going to be very motivated to get collectively here our objective. It is not normal, at the moment, what we are doing in this transfer window. But there are different circumstances we have to accept. There are still a few days until we close the transfer window, and the club is working, and we have to do something fast. I am very happy how the players are responding. We played some matches where players were close to leaving, and we were responding and getting the performance we needed. I am proud of them. It is going to be difficult joining more players with us in the next days, but we are being a very good team, competing in different competitions with the players we have had. I am happy, for example, how Lamar Bogard is responding and progressing. When we are missing players, it is an opportunity for others, like him. In case we are keeping the same squad and not adding players, I will be confident we can compete in the Premier League and Champions League. But of course, we are trying to add more options to play with capacity and skill. They can add. Matheus Cunha has been described as a perfect signing for Manchester United, despite only just signing a new contract with Wolves until 2029. The Brazil international has been a constant shining light for the club, who've been entrenched in a relegation battle all season. With 11 Premier League goals to his name in the 2024-25 campaign, Cunha bagged his latest in an impressive 2-0 win over Aston Villa on Saturday evening. After putting the ball past Emiliano Martinez in the 97th minute, the 25-year-old kissed the badge on his shirt and made a signing gesture with his hands, suggesting he had finally committed his future to the West Midlands side, after much speculation over whether he'd move on or agree fresh terms. While his new contract, which he was said to have signed before leaving Molineux Stadium after the game, ties him to the club for another 5 years, it's understood that it contains a relegation release clause and a minimum fee buyout clause. The forward's impressive performances has seen him subject to interest from Nottingham Forest, Arsenal and United. The idea of signing him, even after putting pen to paper, has been raised once again thanks to ex-Red Devil Michael Owen. The former England striker took to social media and called him the perfect signing for the Premier League giants, but did question if a potential transfer would even be financially viable. He wrote on X, "The financial rules and regs will probably prevent it from being a possibility, but Cunha would be the perfect signing at Manchester United. He's seriously good, and would fit perfectly into their new system." After being reminded that Cunha had just signed a new long-term contract, Owen doubled down on his take, adding, "Yes, that's the one. Reckon he'll see out his contract? Reckon there's no buyout? He was tied in for the foreseeable future anyway. May as well double his money in the meantime and still be in the same position if a big opportunity arises." Cunha would certainly be a welcome addition to a United team desperate for goals, with Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, who both didn't start in United's 2-0 home loss to Crystal Palace on Sunday, seriously lacking in front of goal. After their latest defeat at Old Trafford, Amorim admitted he knows what the team needs to improve amid their chase for Bayern Munich's Mathys Tel. "We are trying everything to improve the team without making the mistakes of the past, and also trying to balance the urgency of the moment," the 40-year-old said. "We know all of the aspects of our club in the moment, but we are trying everything. This market is really hard on clubs to make some deals. I want to improve the team so badly. I know what the team needs. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. When the window closes, we will see the players that we have." Captain Bruno Fernandes pointed towards Manchester United's continued struggles in attack for their latest defeat and admitted everyone is aware that they are short of goals. Head coach Ruben Amorim named a starting 11 without a recognised centre-forward as his side succumbed to a 7th home defeat of a horror season against Oliver Glasner's Crystal Palace. Jean-Philippe Mateta put Palace in front shortly after the hour mark before the French striker added a second late on. But United were bereft of quality in the final third throughout, and Fernandes pulled no punches with his assessment as they drew a blank. Fernandes spoke to MUTV after the game and said, "We spoke after the games we won. We said everything we did in the past would be forgotten if we don't win the next one, and that's the case today. We need points in the Premier League. Everyone is aware of that. It's a different competition, and we need to win. But unfortunately today, we didn't get the 3 points. We lacked a little bit of aggression to get into the final third, and lacked something to score goals. With the players we have in front, we need to have more goals and create more, take players on, and get chances from that. We did have some chances, but we didn't have as many as we should have. You build with results, and when you win games, you get more confidence. We won the last 3 games, and everyone was confident, so for us now, it's a setback, and we need to understand that we're doing some good things, and even today, we showed some good things. The result doesn't show that, but we can still achieve a lot doing the things we've been doing. United unveiled new signing Patrick Dorgu, along with Aiden Heaven, before kick-off. The Denmark defender, 20, has joined from Lecce in a £30 million deal, signing a 5-year contract. But they are linking up with a side sitting a dismal 13th in the Premier League table. Meanwhile, Marcus Rashford is set to complete a loan move to Aston Villa before Monday night's transfer deadline, with the England international not part of Amorim's plans.